Tom, that's Donington in the bag for the season. An interesting weekend, mixed weather, mixed conditions, the new qualifying format, and pointsy for you.
Doesn't the new qualifying format feel like a distant memory already after today, with various delays and all sorts of stuff going on? But I think as a weekend go, I think that defines a pointsy weekend, if we were to say that, with a pole, point, win, fastest lap, win in race 2, fourth, very nearly third in race 3, but again fastest lap, so just stonking amount of points. I can't be disappointed. But I like the points always mean good things, but what I'm more excited about is the speed of that thing now, because it is feeling stupendously good. It feels very, very, very good, and I'm very excited to be taking it to the next race.
Absolutely. Everybody's been sort of feeling their way with the hybrid as well, which has proved interesting in some of the races this weekend.
We're going to get ourselves in trouble, I think. We're going to start putting our noses in where we shouldn't, which is my worry. That kind of happened with Jake in that last race there with me. We're going to start to overtake cars where we would never usually be able to overtake cars. I start to worry when we go to Alton Park about going up Hilltop, up towards Druids. I'd almost call for a hybrid blackout in that area, to be honest, in the races, because it's going to be fairly sketchy. But that is what it is. We're all grown up, so we've all got to manage it. It's the risk. It's the risks that we have to take and manage those accordingly. But I think the hybrid has clearly showed that it is very powerful here. It's very effective here. Maybe that hybrid lends itself to this circuit, like we saw around places like Silverstone. But I think it's good. I think it's really, really good. I think we probably surprised Alan as well with winning the second race. But I think that was more the fact that Jake made the mistake that allowed me to win it. I don't think it was a drive off into the distance. It wasn't a Sutton. It wasn't an Ash Sutton win, race 2 win. We had to fight for it, but it's very effective. It's very powerful. You can see when people are using it, both ahead and behind. My only worry, as I say, is just sticking our noses in where we shouldn't be sticking noses in, but let's wait and see how that unfolds.
At the media day earlier this year, you said to me you think because of things like the hybrid, there's possibly going to be 12, 13, 14 different winners or more this season. Do you still think that's the case on the basis of this weekend?
I don't know. I think with thinking back to the olden days when we used to strap church roofs into the car and slow it down that way, I think that was obviously very effective. The hybrid is very effective, but only when someone's using it and when someone's not using it. By which I mean it's very effective against you versus me. If I've got 1 lap and you've got 8 laps, it's very effective. But actually, for the guys at the front, when it's Ash and I, for example, in that second race, or Jake and I, when we're both in an equal amount of hybrid, actually the advantage is negated. You wouldn't have obviously had that with a weight; it would have been constant.
We're talking a lot about the hybrid.
Yes.
Is it going to define the season?
Yes and no. I think the hybrid will. I don't think it will define the season. I think it will just be as it has been for the last couple of years, that it will be a factor of it, but it won't define it. But I think you'll start to notice it again when we start to go into qualifying at the end of the season. Around somewhere like Brands GP, for example, it's going to be very effective of somebody who's got a good amount. Again, it's only when you're pressing it and not pressing it. That's the problem. But I don't deny that it's clearly very effective, and it's definitely making a big difference now when we're deploying it, which is good.
Your car seems to have been okay this weekend. I know Ronan's had some problems, and Tom had loads of problems as well. Yeah. Have you just got the lucky car this weekend?
I don't know. I'm hopeful that we had all of our problems in testing. We had a 3 days of problems with ours as well. So, without sounding like unlucky they're your problems, I mean, in the nicest possible way, I'm kind of hoping mine have already been done. But at the same time, I think that we've managed them quite well in terms of sounds really stupid, finding what they are, fixing them and getting over them, rather than them dragging on. You could argue that one of those was with Tom's throughout Saturday, but that seems a fairly niche issue on Tom's that we'll have to get on top of. But from my side of the garage, I think we've worked phenomenally well, and really from the guys on the ground, I've got such an incredible team. We'll talk about him now. I've got such an incredible bunch of guys on the car that it feels fantastic. I'm going into it. Not that I've never had previous, but just this year we seem to be working really well as a team. It all seems to be really harmonious. We're all working towards one common goal, and it's we're reaping the rewards of it so far.